On today's episode, we're getting you ready for your next Disney vacation and letting you know the must-haves when packing for your resort. Today's April 22nd, 2025, and this is episode 765 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, happy anniversary, honey.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, 19 years.
Yes. Yeah, on the day this comes out.
Yes. So we will celebrating with me working all day and making money.
Yeah. So because of that, we just celebrated. Yeah, well, yeah, we're back from Disneyland at this point.
Oh yeah, and we're back from Disneyland.
Yeah, but we're recording.
Spent a lot.
Yeah, long before this. So yeah, we just opened our presents early because we won't have any other time. I mean, we'll obviously be celebrating at Disneyland. Like I want to get one of the buttons. I'm celebrating button and put 19 ears. But yeah, we didn't know any other time to do it, so we went ahead and exchanged gifts now. Yes. And it's perfect because we wanted to do it before Disneyland. She got me a watch. I got you a Disney necklace. And yes, it's a Disney watch, so everything.
It is the Citizen.
Yeah. I've been wanting this thing for a while because we got rid of our Apple Watches recently just because we were tired of them.
Well, and I mean, for me, especially at work, it would tap me so many times and then clients would even ask me, like, are we good on time? And I'm like, no, sorry. Like, my kids are getting out of school or whatever. So I just check my phone in between clients and such. And every once in a while, check it just to make sure. And I don't know. It's been so freeing.
It really is.
That I love it. And I'm like, and I have the ring now. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. And that was the same thing. Mine was just always alerting me. So I kept staring at it. And people are like, well, you can turn all those alerts off.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, well, then why would I have a watch that does those? So I might as well just get rid of it. But now I have a watch again. And you got a necklace so we can wear our stuff out to Disneyland.
Yeah.
So, but kind of fitting, I think, with us packing right now and finishing packing for our trip to Disneyland. We thought this was a little bit fitting in this episode in kind of our Disney prep series that we like to throw out there every once in a while. We've done what to pack in your park bags and, what to do for a rainy day, what to do in the summer days, all of that. But today we're going to focus on what to pack and make sure you have in your actual hotel room, to make sure that that space is as comfortable as possible for you and has everything you could possibly need. So we're going to go through that and talk. These are things that we bring for the most part every time, even on our short trips.
Yes.
Now, some of them, obviously, we won't because we are just there for a short time. But if we were going anywhere for a week, I think we would easily have this entire list packed up in our suitcases or bags or whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
So
100%.
So let's start with the first things, what are some of the hotel room essentials. The way that Ron and I do when we get into a room is that she has things that she does every time. I have things that I do every time just to get unpacked and get ready.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that you take care of and set up is our first critical, I think, for rooms.
Which is your, charging stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it be for your phones. I now with my Aura ring, I have to have that. So something like USB hub or some cables, your MagicBand chargers, get multiple of those.
Yeah.
And if you have, because there's plenty of USB hubs in there where you can plug them all in. But if you get one, like we have two,
you just create that central station.
Yes, exactly.
And then it's real easy to plug in every night. You're not searching for an open plug.
Yep.
You can get real small ones on Amazon.
Yep.
In the notes of this show, I'm going to head and put links to some products that we personally like and use.
Mm-hmm.
So, like right now, we have a hub. That's not one we would travel with. It's a much larger one, and it's got spacers in it. But we have, I think, 6 MagicBands charging on it right now.
Yeah, which is amazing.
And when you can get home at night and, not only are you wanting to plug in after a long day your watch, maybe your
portable
phone,
chargers,
your MagicBands, your portable chargers to recharge them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just so much easier. I would say most all Disney rooms at this point are going to have USB charging outlets with regular outlets.
Yeah,
but I would have
absolutely.
a power brick for your power strip USB hub or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I would have
just to be safe.
Couple of things because like some of them have what is it, USB, not the USB-C.
Yes.
So you still need the brick.
Yep.
But if you have the USB, which is fine, because of course, Jeremy and I have, my charging station on my side and his on his. And then, we'll have a little hub thing that we'll put all of our other things like the portable chargers and our MagicBands and whatever. But yeah, stuff like that. And then, like, you might, I don't know, like what your white noise plugs into. Like we always have a white noise machine.
Yeah.
Whether it be our phones or an actual machine. So that too.
Yeah, you want to make sure you have something like that. And for most of this, I think it's kind of obvious. I mean, again, this is our kind of back to the basics series. Just it's reminders of people of these things that you just want to make sure you aren't without.
Yeah.
And any of the stuff that we're going to talk about throughout this episode that you can get from Amazon, you could order ahead on Amazon,
100%.
have it shipped to the resort, have it there ready for you so you don't have to pack it in a bag. Now the problem there, if it goes through resort mail or their front desk, they're going to do a $6 charge for handling charge for each package.
Oh wow!
So you save more money by just making sure you have all these things ahead of time.
Yeah.
Another one is some sort of kind of travel laundry kit. And obviously that could be anything from what would probably be in your park bag, like the Tide pins. But you might need some things if you had to all of a sudden sew something, I suppose, correct?
Sure.
Maybe.
I mean, there's little tiny travel sewing
kits. Yeah. So you have one of
like
those.
if you lose a button or something, I would assume more of.
But mostly is pack some detergent and some fabric softener.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think you're going to need washing and drying machines at the resorts, they all have them. You might find out you do, especially if you have young children, because sometimes you'll get to a point where you'll go, well, we either need to wash some clothes that they've messed up because we didn't pack enough or buy some additional clothes.
Yeah.
Right. So again, it's money saving. Now they have detergent and fabric softener in all the laundry rooms, but you have to pay for them. And if I remember last we did it, it was about $3 to run one load for extra. So it'd be like detergent and fabric softener on top of whatever you paid for the actual washing machine per load. So that's an extra $6. So again, just bring those types of things and you'll be much more prepared.
Yeah.
What else do we take?
We always take
every time.
Collapsible laundry hamper, which is fantastic because, I mean, it's funny because, and if you don't take a collapsible laundry hanger, take some sort of big bag or something.
Yep. Well, it could just be a laundry bag.
Yeah.
Or it could be like when we've been in a pinch, because they don't all have those garment bags.
Right.
But you could bring like just a trash bag.
Yeah.
And you can just somewhere for your dirty clothes to go.
Because
or they will be all over the room.
They will.
Oh, you don't want to fill
them
back in with your clean clothes that are in
Correct.
your suitcase, or if you take stuff out and put it in a drawer or whatever. So, yeah, I love having that thing.
I do too.
And they literally collapse to about maybe 6 to 8 inch circle and 3/4 inch thick, and they'll fit in their own little bag. And then it's like a tent when you get out and pop it up almost.
Yeah, it's super cool.
All right, let's move on to some of the kind of food and beverage supplies. So snacks, if you're driving, are great to bring.
Right.
At home, we do this when we're camping. You get one nice big Tupperware. You wouldn't really call those. What would you call those then? Packing bins?
Probably.
Tupperware is reserved for food, correct?
Would
you still stuff
it
like...
is a plastic bin.
Plastic bin, okay.
A plastic drawer bin.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's not Tupperware at that point.
Correct.
Unless you're taking like
it might
40
be the
pounds
brand
of leftovers.
Tupperware,
but but yeah, you fill one of those with a bunch of snacks.
Yeah.
That you can have in the room. We say bring stuff for breakfast. It's not a lot of times worth spending the money on breakfast at Disney unless it's something special like a character dining,
right?
Or some sort of event or thing like that. So you can order snacks in if you don't want to bring them in your car because you're driving or you're flying and you can't take them all. Obviously, Vacation Grocery Delivery FL.com. You can have all those types of snacks. They're gonna.
And then a lot of these resorts too will have like a Facebook page.
Yes.
And if you check, a lot of times people like have a bunch of stuff left over and they're trying to give it away.
Yep.
So that's really cool too.
Yeah, join those groups.
Yeah.
Out on Facebook, like Ron is saying, because you can pick up a lot of stuff and it gives you a place to leave it. Because if you leave this stuff in the room for the cast members, they're going to throw it away.
Yeah.
So if you're able to kind of use those recycle, I guess you'd call Facebook groups, then that can be really
cool.
good. So what we've started taking lately all the time in the room is a specific brand, but what is great to have in the rooms outside of what you want to carry into the park,
What,
right?
my Stanley?
Yeah. Any sort of water bottle or cup.
And I've seen
just stay in the room.
And not only in the room, I have seen them all across the parks.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the strollers. Like, they just put that big old clip on it and carry it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I actually all day when we rode Small World, I went ahead and carried it because I was like, I just don't feel like I'm going to be getting in and out of all these different other rides. And because of this, I was like, I want to carry this and see, and also see if I'm annoyed with carrying it or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, and then because the Stanley is so big and I haven't bought a travel one yet, but, cause I really still like the Starbucks ones.
Yeah.
That they don't leak the smaller ones.
Yeah, the real small ones that you can
They're
put
like
in a lounge. Yeah, they fit in the lounge fly, which is really good. And you're right, they're
nice.
Pretty much spill proof.
Yes, they are.
I've tried.
We put water in it so it doesn't spill. I will not. If you put soda in it, I'm sure it'll do something.
Well, you can't because of the pressure.
Yeah,
it would pop.
Yeah, so
it would not be that wouldn't be good.
Probably
don't put carbonated beverages in there.
Yeah.
Or you'll end up with a situation where all of your stuff in your lounge fly is going to be soaking wet.
But
probably.
You bring in something like this to the room. First of all, there's ice machines that you can get. If you bought your own bottled water or got it from grocery vacation
or your own
grocery
sodas
delivery.
at that point. You got another great money saver for at the resorts is the refillable mugs are awesome.
They are.
And we found we would usually go and get one for the family, but we also brought whatever our favorite beverages were in the room. Now again, those can get delivered. If you got your person in your room that's got to drink a Diet Coke every day. The refillable mug can be pretty good if you're staying for a very long time.
Right.
Otherwise, for, the half the price or around that price, probably you could have just say a 12-pack of soda in your room. You have your now Stanley, your water bottle that's reserved for your room.
Yep.
And then you can get free water where?
At the where you do get your refillable sodas. They have all that. But they do have ice and water that you can get that we filled up plenty of times before we go to the park.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's what we have now. I bring my Stanley into the room, and it just stays in the room. And then we have the one that we put in the lounge fly pretty much to take into the parks and all. Let's move on to kind of the personal care. Obviously, you want to make sure you have all your toiletries, your overnight items.
Yes.
Again, one of those things, like Ron and I are notorious for leaving the house and just saying, "Do we forget something?" And we joke, "Well, we'll just buy it if we did."
Correct.
But you don't want to be stuck in that,
No, like you forgot
toothpaste.
Or that.
Yeah, or the eye solution stuff, contact solution. Those little things you can pick up, and you might think, "Well, I don't want to pack this big contact solution. I'll just get one when we get there."
No,
it's going to cost more.
It is.
Now, again, Vacation Grocery Delivery can do care products like that as well. So if you're already doing an order, you may decide
100%.
That's cool, because some of these too, like even little travel deodorants, all those things, just bring them, because if you have the room to bring them on the way down, you can chuck them at the end of your stay You don't have to take them home, and now you have spare room for the merchandise or popcorn buckets that you acquired, right? So,
yes.
But what else under, I guess, outside of that normal stuff? I get talk from like maybe a beauty care type person. Like, what are things that you make sure you bring as you get up each morning and want to do makeup or do something with your hair, whatever it may be.
And I was just going to say, if you're staying in the All-Stars and, the value resorts, you're not getting anything else other than a bath bar and your bath soap, the body wash, the shampoo, and the conditioner on the wall.
Yep. But like no lotions anymore.
No. Which is sad.
And how do you feel about the quality of those products? We just went for one night. You might not haul your own shampoo and conditioners, but how do you feel the products are for somebody who's used to, quality enough products and is coming for a week? Do you find a need that they need to bring some of those things, or for the most part, could they get away with?
Personally,
these are still the H2O products.
Yeah, I personally like them.
Okay,
personally.
You do.
Yeah. I've gotten some, samples that I've used before, but I truly like the H2O products. Yeah. But and I have to shout out to Lucy because she had this light up makeup mirror that's again a charging thing, but still. And she sat on the bed and did her makeup. And I mean, for one, if you're not sharing a room and you just don't want to stand up to do your makeup, that's great.
Yeah.
But two, if you are sharing a room, B, you have girls.
That I'm sure is going to come in handy
with
our
100%.
Disneyland trip. Because every morning that Caleb and I get up and have to do our makeup, only one of us will have the mirror. The other one can do the portable one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's great to have because, in every room there is usually the makeup mirror and it lights up and stuff. But, just in case you just don't want to stand up.
Especially down to the values, there's one person can fit there really and get ready at a time.
100%.
You don't have any kind of double sink.
Correct.
You don't have a ton of space.
Correct.
So having that extra area, or like you said, just relax and sit on the bed.
Yeah.
Watch, classic cartoons or whatever.
And I've done that and I love it. But going back to like hair and stuff, they always have blow dryers in every one. Again, those to me are fine. I'm not going to worry about taking something like that. I'm going to worry about taking maybe my flat iron so I can either straighten it or curl it after I blow dry it with that. A lot of girls will have those brushes that blow dry and round brush at the same time, which that's something perfect. I would worry about not taking like a blow dryer, but something that if you do want your hair to look a little, whatever, something more like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, always have like a small little, we try to have like, you almost want to call it like a first aid kit, but a little travel, it might have like,
Band-Aids.
Thank you. Band-Aids and Motrin.
Yep,
and,
Motrin.
Maybe some Gas X or...
You definitely want some Gas X or some little Pepto tablets or something. I can pretty much guarantee that. I mean, but that's one of the things when you talk about, just Disney in general and going on vacation is a lot of people, you go to Disney and you at home, you're not the type that says, well, I need Pepto-Bismol or I need, antacids, but your dining routine, for the most part, is most likely going to be very different. One day you're eating this type of food, the next you're eating this type.
Yep.
You're maybe eating 3 meals a day because you got, the dining plan.
Oh, Lord.
And you want to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So
probiotics.
Probiotics, honestly, I think are huge. But yeah, a kind of Band-Aids are big, all types of Band-Aids, really.
Because of feet.
Yes.
And I mean,
waterproof Band-Aids.
Yep.
And get ones that can go on a finger, can go on heels.
If you don't have any,
knees, and toes.
When you're in the parks, the first aid areas, I have used it more recently and was very impressed and really was awesome.
Yeah, they had every type.
So it was great.
You want those types of things. And then, again, you think these things are easy, but you might forget. I do a sleep mask at night now, and I wear these compression leggings. They're like thigh highs, really. And Rhonda laughs every night that I put them on.
Because I should video you trying to put them on. It is very funny.
Is it because I'm usually leaning back in the chair and water's like pouring down on me or something? But yeah, but you want to make sure you have those things. You want to just try not to interrupt your sleep routines and your regular home routines. But I've forgotten those products so many times that I bought extras of them that stay in our overnight bag all the time, because otherwise I'll forget to take them from my bedside. And that's the thing. Just have extra of each of these, like chargers specifically. Cables, for the most part. Cables can go bad, I feel like, all the time.
Yeah.
And again, if you got to go buy one up front, or all of a sudden you last minute got to order one from Amazon, it's going to cost you a heck of a lot more. So what about other just, I guess, organizational things for the room? We're not maybe the most organized folks in the room, but we try to be.
We try to be.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's some things where, you can hang some stuff up and different things, but we have not yet got, but a lot of people, swear by packing cubes.
Yeah.
Love them. I don't, again, I saw them on Amazon. That's something we're going to, when we finish here, we're going to.
They had Stitch on them, right?
Yeah. We're going to wrap up. And when we wrap up, we're going to finish doing our stuff for Disneyland. Getting prepped. And, a lot of this too, when we're talking, we're talking about smaller stuff because of flying. And so we're flying for the first time. And so we have to talk about and think about all this stuff.
Yeah. And that's an extension actually of what we're talking about. And some of the stuff we're looking at right now, like neck pillows, making sure you get there comfortably.
Yeah.
Neck pillows. I saw on my flight home from San Antonio and on the way there that I think both of the people I saw had a pretty standard iPad cover that just opens like a book, and they flipped it all the way back and they tucked that in the seat back in front of them so their iPad just hung and they could watch it. But we've been looking because we might order something so we can take Rhonda's iPad, and they have specific things that are clips that will clip right into the tray or the back of the seat or whatever it may be, so that you can mount an iPad and have something like that on your flight there. So those are even things, those getting there items you want to make sure you have all the time. But back to packing cubes.
Yeah. A lot of people love them.
Yeah.
Again, we haven't used them yet. Maybe we'll see what those Stitch ones were. And
they would be really good for me because I pack outfits.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I layer them in I layer them in our suitcase in the order I'm going to wear them. So, if we're there, if we're there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, coming home Sunday, at the very bottom, of course, is my Sunday outfit. Everything is stacked, underwear and all. And then from there would go my Saturday, Friday, and into it. So I could put those in just separate
You'd probably
cubes.
do well with those.
Yeah.
I would not. I would have to make outfits, and then I'd be like, no,
I'm a
not
much
doing
more
that.
organized packer than you are. You're like, well, I'll take 7 shirts.
I
I'll take
do.
5 shorts, 3 leggings.
Yeah.
Like a handful of underwear, a couple long sleeve shirts. And you just chuck them all in.
I do.
I'm like, Rhonda, we're just going for one night. But you always have what you need, right?
I
Except
do.
the one time I think you maybe did forget underwear or bras or something.
I did.
Recently,
That was
you did
awful.
forgot to pack something, yeah. So anyway, I think we try them out.
Yeah, we could. A lot of people do the over-the-door organizer too, where then when you get there, then you can put all the stuff in there and hang that up as well. And that's
I've seen people get
smart.
the shoe ones.
Yeah.
And you see people use them at home on the back of their pantry doors for spices.
100%.
Same thing here. That has your bug sprays, your different suntan lotions. You don't really need bug spray there, but
if you're camping at Fort Wilderness, and then that's still a maybe.
Yeah. We're going to need that in a few weeks or months or 2 months when we go in June. We're doing 2 nights car camping.
Oh, Lord.
Remember,
I hope it's
so
cool.
I wrote it on the calendar, I promise. But yeah, you can put all those in there. Even in the bathroom, it's really good. Each person can have a section where that's their deodorant and they've got their toothbrush in one of those little things.
That's true.
On the back of the door. Because again, we're right now, for the most part, traveling as a family of 2. But imagine, the girls needed a lot less when they were traveling with us, but imagine them now. Where are you putting 4 adults stuff?
I don't know.
So having an organizer or something like that's really good.
That's true.
But now with one last thing, I'll probably just say from a technology side, if you're bringing laptop or something and you want to be able to use it, a lot of them you can cast to the TV now. It works pretty well. But sometimes you might want an extra like HDMI cord or something like that to put in there. So you want to have just different things that anything technical,
that's true. Yeah.
I feel like for the most part.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, we need to go ahead and finish these few things and how we're getting them out there.
So we need to completely, because this is the way how we are, take our overnight bag that we call and dump that completely out and make sure we only have the essentials in there. Yeah. Because we throw a lot of stuff in there.
We should have gotten a shoe organizer to hang over the back of the door. It actually would probably work really well in this situation.
Yeah.
So, oh well. But we're going to how many lounge flies should I take? Am I allowed to take? 2? Is 2 fair?
2's fair. That's okay. Because I'm taking the Stitch sling bag.
Right.
And then my Disney Lulu bag. And that's
and that's it. I'll take 2 lounge flies. One that can go with like more neutral autumn colors and one that can go with the darker colors so that they'll match.
Okay.
All right. Let's go finish that up. If you want to hear all about our Disneyland trip, that will be the next several episodes after this one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to figure out how to break that down, but we will make sure we cover every last moment of our very first trip to Disneyland. So hit subscribe and get the brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Of course, we would be super duper thankful if you could go out and leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon. So I've got one very important question for you. Have you booked your room for Main Street 16 weekend yet? It's happening May 15th to 18th at Walt Disney World. If not, now is the time. We're staying at the Drury Inn near Disney Springs, and not only is this the perfect home base for the weekend, but when you book now at our exclusive Main Street 16 rate of just $179 a night, you'll unlock even more magic. You'll get access to exclusive meetups with Rhonda, myself, and the rest of the Main Street Magic family, plus free hot breakfast every morning, the 5:30 kickback with drinks and food each evening, and free soda and popcorn daily. But wait, it gets even better. As a thank you for booking with Amy, our incredible travel advisor with MEI Travel, every room will receive a gift basket filled with our favorite snacks, beverages to keep you going through the weekend, as well as a $25 Disney gift card and a lot more. Plus, a lucky room will win a bonus $100 Disney gift card, and we'll hook you up with 4 tickets to see the new live-action Lilo & Stitch when it comes out. Don't wait, rooms are limited, and this rate won't last long. Head to mainstreet16.com right now to book your stay. We'll see you in May at the Drury Inn for a weekend full of fun, friendship, and a whole lot of Disney magic.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.